So I invite you to start to make your way in your comfortable seat. If you're choosing to start on a sofa or the chair, I invite you to bring the soles of your feet to the earth, but you might also want to start and finish your practice resting back onto your chair. And if the chair's back is a little bit far away, you might put something between you and the chair. So that might be a cushion or a pillow, even some blankets. Or equally, you might shift your sit bones back in the chair and bring something under the soles of your feet to bring the earth up to you. So there's a few options to make sure your body is fully in contact with the earth in a chair. Or if you're coming to sit on the earth, maybe you, like me, you like to lift your hips up to make your seat a little more comfortable. So taking a moment to settle in and just being mindful that your comfortable seat might be quite different to mine. So you might want to explore different positions with your legs. Sometimes it can be nice to keep a slight bend in the knees, bring the soles to the earth. You might want to extend the legs in front of you or bring your feet over to one side. Some people prefer to sit in kneeling, high or low kneeling. So just take a moment to find the seat that works for you today. And that might be different to your comfortable seat from yesterday or last week. And maybe if you are seated, you move the fleshy parts of the buttocks to really feel your sit bones connect to the earth. And by earth, I don't necessarily always mean the floor. I might mean the mat. I might mean a prop. So the earth is anything that is beneath you. And then taking a moment to settle in, doing any little movements that feel good for the body. And then allowing yourself, when you're ready, to come into stillness, or what we call relative stillness, because the body will still be breathing, and you might also be aware of some noises taking place within the body, the organs doing their job. But allowing the limbs and the body to settle. And with that, you may also close your eyes or soften your gaze to reduce the stimulus around you as we arrive into our practice today. Allowing your hands to rest wherever feels comfortable for your body. And starting to bring awareness to your breath as it moves in and out of the body today. Noticing the coolness of the air as it enters the nostrils and the warmth of the air as it exits the nostrils or the mouth. And maybe over your next few breath cycles, you start to slow down and deepen the breath, allowing the belly to expand on the inhale, the rib cage to widen. And as you exhale, releasing the breath fully from the body into the atmosphere and letting the body soften and relax. Releasing the shoulders away from the ears, releasing the jaw. Take a moment to observe how you're feeling today at the beginning of your practice. Noticing any sensations you're experiencing. How busy or active or calm your mind is today. Notice how much energy you have. and how full or empty you feel in your spirit, in your soul. Today we will be connecting to our physical body, our senses. And maybe you'd like to repeat the affirmation, I am complete. I am complete. And firstly, recognize how those words make you feel. Might not always feel positive to say those words to yourself. Maybe you don't quite believe them. But see if you can repeat them to yourself and settle into those words. As we start to bring some gentle movements into the body. And we'll begin with a roll of the shoulders, opening through the chest bone and the front of the body. We often hold a lot of tension in the shoulders, so seeing if we can release this at the beginning of our practice. Maybe a big sigh out as the shoulders roll back and down. And change direction when you're ready. Opening up the upper back of the body. Allow the arms to be loose, to freely move as you roll your shoulders forwards. And coming back to the center, inhale, shoulders up to the ears, and exhale to release. Twice more. And now I invite you to bring your hands either side of your body, palms facing up. If you need to keep a slight bend in the elbow, please do listen to how the arms, the shoulders feel today. And on an inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. This is where the bend might come into the elbows, and then we'll connect the palms wherever they meet. So that might be in front of the forehead, maybe just above the crown of the head, or maybe you can reach all the way up to straighten the elbows. Exhale, draw your thumbs to your heart space and really feel the energy come back towards the body. And gently draw your chin to your chest. Bring your palms to the back of the neck. Inhale, take your fingertips up to the sky. Again, going as far as feels comfortable. Maybe you stop here. Maybe you feel able to reach all the way up. Exhale, palms facing out to the side. Reach the hands behind the body, interlace the fingers. Inhale to squeeze the shoulder blades together to open the chest. If you'd like to go a little deeper, maybe you take your interlaced hands away from the body to also open through the shoulders. Exhale to release. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Connect them wherever they meet. Exhale, draw that energy back to the heart space. Chin to chest, connect the palms behind the back of the neck. Inhale, fingertips up to the sky. Maybe your gaze follows if your neck allows. Exhale, release the fingers. They come to connect behind the body. And maybe this time take the opposite bind. So find your natural bind and then see if you can take the bind that feels less natural as you inhale to open through your chest. Exhale to release. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Palms connect behind the back of the neck. Inhale. Exhale, connect the hands behind the body in your natural bind. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open through the chest. Exhale to release. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Connect the palms behind the back of the head. Inhale. Exhale. Now take your least natural bind, the one that feels a little odd, and inhale to open the chest. Exhale, release. Now take your left fingertips out to the side. If you're seated on the chair, you've got a couple of options here. You can bring your hand either to your waist, maybe to the side of the chair, or you can let your arm hang, and this will probably be the deeper of the stretches. And then option to take your right hand to your right waist and see if you can feel that side body stretch along the right side. Maybe you take your right hand to your shoulder, point your elbow up to the sky. Take your right fingertips up to the sky or maybe overhead. So there's quite a few options here. Take the option that feels right for you. If you're seated on the earth, your left fingertips and maybe palm make contact with the earth. Bend that left elbow to release the shoulder. And again, take one of the options with your right hand, either the waist, the shoulder up to the sky, maybe overhead, and take a deep breath into the right side body. Keep the shoulders softened. And then on an exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor. Draw your navel to your spine as you sweep the right hand forwards. And then take your right hand to the earth or into the position on the chair, and we'll sweep the left hand forwards, up and overhead. And again, option to come back to the waist, the shoulder, maybe up to the sky, maybe overhead. Grounding through the left sit bone, take a deep breath into the left side body. And we'll continue to flow. Exhale, sweep the left hand forwards. Inhale, right hand comes up and overhead. Exhale, sweep the right hand forwards. Inhale, left hand comes up and overhead. So finding this flow and connection with your center. Opening up through the side body. Only going as deep as feels right for your body today. One more flow on each side. And slowly release. If you'd like to stay seated on the mat or in the chair, please do. Otherwise, I invite you now to start to make your way onto your hands and knees. If there's any discomfort in the kneecaps, on the wrists, you might pad out by either folding over your mat, maybe taking a soft block, so one that feels soft to touch, or a blanket underneath the knees. And we'll begin spreading the fingertips, bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. If the wrists are uncomfortable, you can make a fist and come onto your knuckles so your wrists are in neutral. And we'll start to come into our cat-cow flow. On an inhale, gently lift your tailbone up to the sky, arch your lower back and lower your belly button to the earth. And at the same time, you might notice that your chest bone starts to open to the top of your mat. Squeeze your shoulders away from your ears and take a deep breath here. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under now, draw your chin to your chest and round through your body. Push into the tops of the feet, lift up through the lower belly, and take a deep breath into the back of the body. Inhale, lift the tailbone, gently arch the spine, maybe open the chest a little deeper. If that's available, keep the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale to round through the spine, chin to chest. And continue as we open the front of the body. This is our cow pose. And as we open the back of the body, this is our cat pose. So finding your flow, and whether you're sat on the mat or in the chair, if you chose to stay seated, I invite you to bring your hands to your knees or thighs. Inhale, squeeze the elbows back, open through the chest, gently arch through the spine. And exhale, tuck and round through the body, chin to chest. So we're still doing our cat-cow flow. We're just in a slightly different position here. Mobilizing a little deeper into the spine. Only going as far as feels right for our bodies today. So really listening to what the body needs. Not pushing through our limits. And you have the option of staying here, coming through your cat-cow flow in any position. If you'd like to go a little deeper to continue with the flowing of our body, maybe shift to the end of the mat. If you're on your hands and knees, push into the tops of the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead as far as feels comfortable. Exhale, slowly lower your hands to the earth, chin to chest, round into your cat pose. Inhale, gently arch the spine, open through the chest bone into your cow pose. And exhale, guide the sit bones back towards the heels and lower your forehead towards the earth. You don't have to be close or touching the earth. Inhale, push into the tops of the feet, squeeze the glutes, open through the chest, sweep the arms. Exhale, round into your cat pose. Inhale, open into your cow pose. And exhale, guide back into your child's pose. Continue to flow with your breath. We inhale to open the front of the body. And we exhale to open the back of the body. Flowing with your breath, finding a completeness in the movement, in the sequence. If you're seated, the option might be to sweep the arms. Exhale to round. Inhale to open the front of the body. And exhale, draw your chest to your thighs, hands towards your feet. Take 2 more flows wherever you are. Final flow. And slowly release. If you're on your hands and knees, I invite you to step your right foot forwards. If you'd like a little bit more contact with the earth, you might take your socks off here. Firstly, for that connection, and secondly, for balance. Now, as we step the right foot forwards into our low lunge, there's a lot more weight coming through the left kneecap now. So even on your hands and knees, it might have felt fine, but if there's any discomfort here, you might put your cushion or your blanket, even a jumper, something soft underneath the kneecap for that extra padding. And we're going to come into our final, more upright flow. Beginning with our hands on our hips, gently rocking the weight forwards and backwards. So we're going to start really slowly, just bringing awareness to how the hips feel, because if we're not used to coming into this pose, it might feel quite tight, quite restricted. Making sure that the right knee doesn't come over the ankle. So if you notice the knees coming over the ankle and the toes, see if you can lengthen your stance, maybe even widen your stance to help with your balance. And then we'll come to end of range here. Option to bring the hands to the heart space, or maybe sweep the arms up and overhead. Now, if you're seated on the chair and you would like to stand, we can do the same sequence in standing. Maybe you hold onto something in front, or maybe you feel able to step one foot back to the side of the chair to really feel that opening into one hip whilst we bend through the knee of the other leg. So wherever we are, option to bring the hands to the heart space, or maybe you'd like to sweep the arms up and overhead. If you're standing, just being mindful this will have an impact on your balance. So maybe one hand stays in contact. So you might be here. Take one more deep breath wherever you are. And then if you're seated, stepping that back foot forward and straighten through the leg, flex the toes towards the body, keeping that leg straight, hinge from the hips, and feel that stretch in the back of the leg. So we're now coming into our hamstring stretch or half splits pose. And if you bring more weight forwards, you're going to get a slightly deeper stretch into your hamstring. If you're standing, you can step that foot forward and do the same thing here, feeling that stretch in the back of the leg, slight bend in that back knee. Or if you're on the mat, start to rock your weight back, lift your right toes. Hands can either come to the hips or maybe they come to the earth. If that feels too far away, keep them on the hips. You might have a furniture close by that can be used for balance as well. So keeping a slight bend in the right knee or the leg that's straight. Soften your shoulders. Take a deep breath here. And now we're going to find a flow. So inhale, rock the weight forward, sweep the arms up and overhead, all back to your heart space. And exhale, lift up out of the hips, rock back, lift the right toes and bring your hands into the position of your choice. So it might be here, here, or onto something stable. Inhale, rock forwards, up and overhead. Exhale, lift up, rock back. So it's like we're making a circle here with these two poses. So finding your flow. If you're seated, I invite you to keep your legs straight, slightly different here. So your front leg is straight, lift the toes up to the body. Inhale to sweep the arms up. And exhale to lower the hands and go a little deeper into your hamstring stretch. So slightly different flow here. Just so you can feel that circle, that sequence. Breathing in to lift the arms and breathing out to go deeper into the stretch. We're not rounding through the body's still staying open as we take one more flow. And slowly release. Step your front foot back or your straight leg back and we'll come to the other side. If you're seated, I invite you to step the other foot back onto the side of the chair, or if you're standing, switch legs. And we're going to step the left foot forwards if you're on the mat. If you started with the other side, just make sure that you're balanced, you're coming to the other side. It's okay to start with the left or the right. And you might need to pad out your back kneecap if there's any discomfort there. It might feel different on this side. And we'll start with hands on the hips, gently bringing the weight forwards and backwards, just noticing how that feels as you stretch the front of the hip. And as you start to close off a little that front hip. And then when you're ready, come to your end of range. Make sure the left knee, the front knee, isn't coming over the ankle. Squeeze the back glute, inner thighs connect. Option to sweep the arms up and overhead. If you prefer, keep the hands to the heart space. Take a deep breath here. And then when you're ready, bring your weight up and back, lift the left toes, slight bend in the left knee, come into your half splits. Maybe the hands are resting on the hips or somewhere stable. And take 2 deep breaths here. If you're sat on the chair, the leg that was back opening through the hip has now come forwards, and we straighten through that leg, hinge from the hips, and feel that stretch in the back of the leg. And when you're ready, we'll start to flow. Inhale, rock the weight forwards, sweep the arms up and overhead or back to your heart space. Lift up out of the hips, rock back and come back to your half splits. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Find a flow with your breath. Keep the face and the shoulders softened. Take 2 more flows. And slowly release. We'll step the left foot or the front foot back. And now we'll start to make our way into a comfortable position, how we'd like to finish our practice today. So that might be on a chair or a sofa. You might prefer to stay in a seated position. It's very difficult to fully relax when you're seated upright on the mat. So if possible, I do invite you to come and lie onto your back. If you have a bolster at home, you might put that underneath your knees. If you don't have a bolster at home, that's okay. You might bring your feet as wide as the mat and rest your knees in towards each other. And the hands can either rest somewhere on the body or in the lap if you're seated, or maybe you'd like the hands to rest either side of the body. And if your lower back and your body allows, you might extend through the knees, through the legs. Keep the feet wide and rest them out to the side, just to release into the hips. If at any point you have discomfort in your lower back, then I invite you to bend your knees, keep them wide, and bring your knees into rest in towards each other. So just taking a moment to find your position. We're going to be here for about 10 minutes. So you might find that you want to place something comfortable behind the back of your head. Maybe you'd like to put your socks on, an extra blanket. If you're seated in the chair, ensure that the soles of your feet are in contact with either the floor or something to lift the earth to you, and see if you can rest back into your chair. Keep the shoulders and the face softened, maybe even find some sort of head support. And we're going to come into a rotation of awareness through the physical body. So we've started our practice today with some gentle flows, allowing the blood, the lymph, the air or prana in yoga to move and flow through the body. And now we'll come to stillness. And as I mentioned earlier, this is relative stillness because the breath will still move in and out of the body and the organs will still continue to work. We allow the physical body, the limbs, to come to stillness. If at any point the body is not comfortable, I invite you to change your position. Although if possible, maybe you remain still for the remainder of the practice. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Lightly part the lips to release the jaw and allow the tongue to sit heavy in the mouth. Soften through the shoulders and the hips and allow the arms and legs to be heavy and relaxed. Bring your awareness to the breath moving in and out of the body, the natural rhythm of your breath. And allow the breath to continue to flow without forcing or changing its pace or rhythm. Bring awareness to any sounds you can hear within the room where you lay or sit. Notice that each sound has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And allow those sounds within the room to let go. Bring awareness to any sounds you may be able to hear outside of the room where you lay or sit. And now let them go. Bring your awareness to any sounds you can hear from within the body. The breath, the organs. Noticing they also have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And now let them go. Bring your awareness to your physical body, sitting or lying on the earth. Sense the physical edges of your body, where your skin ends and your clothing begins. The world begins. And with your eyes closed or gaze soften, visualize the floor, the walls, and the ceiling where you lay or sit. And again, visualize your physical form lying or sitting on the earth. Know that you are complete. You may repeat the words, I am complete. I invite you to bring your awareness to the crown of your head, the top of the skull, and follow your awareness to each of the body parts that I mention, to bring your full awareness to your physical form, your physical body, where your soul resides. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head, the back of the head, base of the skull, sides of the skull, temples, forehead, brow, space between the brow, eyelids, eyelashes, eyes deeply resting in their sockets, bridge of the nose, shaft of the nose, tip of the nose, nostrils, space between the nose and the mouth, upper lip, lower lip, space between the lips, teeth, gums, roof of the mouth, root of the tongue, shaft of the tongue, tip of the tongue, inside of the cheeks, outside of the cheeks, ears, earlobes, jawline, chin, throat, front of the neck, sides of the neck, back of the neck, the face and head are deeply resting. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest, chest bone, left side of the chest, left collarbone, left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the hand, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of the hand, back of the arm, left armpit, shoulder blade, rib cage, torso, abdomen, pelvis, left hip, groin, thigh, kneecap, shin, ankle, top of the foot, all 5 toes individually, sole of the foot, left heel, Achilles, calf, back of the knee, thigh, sit bone, the entire left side of the body and right hemisphere of the brain together, deeply resting. Bring your awareness back to the center of your chest, right side of the chest, right collarbone, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the hand, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of the hand, back of the arm, right armpit, shoulder blade, rib cage, torso, abdomen, pelvis, right hip, groin, thigh, kneecap, shin, ankle, top of the foot, all 5 toes individually, sole of the foot, right heel, Achilles, calf, back of the knee, thigh, sit bone, tailbone, sacrum, lower back, mid back, upper back, base of the skull, crown of the head, the entire right side of the body and left hemisphere of the brain together, deeply resting. Both sides of the body and both hemispheres of the brain, the entire body, deeply resting. I am complete. If you'd like to remain in your comfortable seat or lying position, please do. Otherwise, I invite you to start to deepen your breath. Sense the physical edges of your body, where your skin ends and the universe begins. And when you're ready, start to bring some gentle movements into the fingers and the toes. the wrists and the ankles, extending into the arms and the legs. And maybe you come into a full body stretch where you yawn to release. If you're lying down, you might wish to roll onto one side and start to make your way up to a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed or gaze softened to keep your connection with your physical body, internal and within. And when you found your comfortable seat on the floor, the mat, or in the chair, we'll finish today's practice with one Om to feel that vibrational energy within the body, breathing in through the nose. Bring your palms together, thumbs connect to your heart space, gently bow your head to your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. As we take this practice off of the mat into our daily lives, feeling that connection with our physical body, no matter the relationship with our body at present, seeing if we can find a deeper connection, maybe reconnect, and whisper the words to ourselves, I am complete, to know that your body is perfect exactly as it is. Namaste.